I won't go through the getting the outcome data in. I'm just going to do the synthesis part of this. And I really wanted just to let people know that what we're doing is we're using R as our statistical backend for this. So there is a server running R and running this meta-analysis, the various meta-analysis packages in R, which means we've got the ability to speak, to get our interface to talk to some really quite sophisticated analytical tools. So for example, let's pull up. I'll just give you a very quick demo of this. What we end up with is something that looks like a spreadsheet here. We've got our studies, but also what we've got is all sorts of intervention characteristics that we're able to pull from our data extractions and use as covariates in an analysis, depending on the sort of models we're selecting. So for example, we can have maximum likelihood or restricted maximum likelihood. We can have Knapp and Harting adjustments. I don't know, I'll just run a quick analysis to show you. What it's doing at the moment is it's packaging all that information up and it's sending it to our R server, and then we get, we've done a random effects model. It gives us a forest plot and a load of other bits and pieces, and it also shows which R code has been executed, so that if we're so minded, we can export this data in different formats and load it up in Stata or SPSS or something and work on it ourselves, or load it up in R and run that same analysis and tweak it ourselves. We can do things such as moderator analysis if we want to try and partition variance between different variables that we've done data extraction on. We can do that using the moderator screen, and we can also, we've got a rudimentary network meta-analysis facility, I think that it'll just run, which at the moment what we're interested in doing is getting some feedback on, because, well, on that one it didn't actually work. Let's check why. Maybe I've selected the wrong comparison. But essentially what we're doing is calling R at the back. There's some software at the back which is calling the meta and MV-meta packages. But as you can see, all we've got at the moment is really some sort of fairly rudimentary, if you like. Oh, I see what's going on here. Right. I actually had the placebo removed from the network, which was obviously not the right thing to do. Right, that should work fine now. Yeah, so it's calling. There are a huge number of different ways in which we can call R from this tool, and what we're really interested in doing is seeing what people need, because there are so many different options that we could put here. It's really quite mind-boggling. So here's a network meta-analysis, for example. Well, at the moment we're throwing all the results out, which is quite a lot, but you can see our network here. We had the placebo missing before, which is why it was a little bit upset with me. It'll give us forest plot, it'll give us heat plots and all that kind of thing, and it'll also then give us the R that we've used to run the network. So we can support the data extraction and the analysis for quite complex analyses now. And so it really is a question really of talking to people who are using and conducting these analyses, and we can set it up so that they do the analysis as we would want to do them, but obviously we'd like to make sure that it supports what other users want to do as well. So if you want to do some of these more advanced meta-analyses, talk to us, because we'd be interested in sort of working on the tool to ensure that it supports the type of analyses that you want to do.